friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to Row & Co Farms. Today is planting day for some of our snapdragons. I actually should have planted these last fall, but I just never got around to planting, and so it's okay that I'm planting them now in the spring, but they've been inside for a while and they're kind of stunted and they need to get outside. Snapdragons are very cold hardy, and so they will definitely survive in the cold months. And like over here, you see behind me, those are snapdragons there. Those have been here all winter long and they're perfectly fine. So we just need to get these planted, and I'm gonna use this bed right here to plant them in. I'm gonna be pulling out the rest of this broccoli that's on the end, and then we're gonna plant all these snapdragons in here. So I'm excited to do it. Come along today, let's do it. So what I just dug up down here was a bunch of volunteer onions. I had onions in this bed last year, so I'm not going to let these go to waste. I'm just going to replant them in another spot. I think there's some more in here, so I'm gonna get them all together, and then I'll go ahead and replant them probably down there where my garlic bed is. I'm just gently turning over the top of the soil a little bit and pulling out any obvious roots, but I try not to disturb the ground too much. So I'm gonna just be amending this bed with a little bit of bone meal and blood meal. They're both organic. It just adds a little extra nitrogen and phosphorus to the soil, and that's usually always a good thing. So you can see here, this is about 15 plants right there, and that's just too many. I can probably break this into 3 little sections. And so we'll just plant those out that way. I don't know if they'll make it like that, but there's enough of them that I think that they will try, that they'll have a chance now that they're in this bigger bed and have room to spread out. So this is the same thing. I'm just gently taking them apart. I'm just planting both of those. So I went and got a spoon, and that sometimes helps get these little ones out of these trays. This is part of the reason why I moved to the soil blocks. The soil blocks are more tedious in the beginning, but they're more helpful in the transplanting process. So I like it better for that, because each one of those little soil blocks is only going to have one plant in it. Okay, but that's okay. All these methods work. So I'm going to take the plants that I have created here, and we're going to use them no matter where they started from. These guys should do pretty well. We have some good weather for the next few days. We do have some cold weather coming again still, but these guys should be fine in the cold weather. So we're gonna use our little dibbler tool just to make our holes here. Make a few more. Well, we got a whole bed of snapdragons planted. These are like a mix, so we should get all different colors out of here. Just gonna get them watered in really well. And then in a couple of days, I'll come out here and I'll put in the netting that will go above them and help hold them upright so that they don't fall over, just in case we get a bad storm or something. So I also have these 2 trays of snapdragons. As you can see, using soil blocks and just seeding 1 seed into each one of these blocks has caused these to grow 4 or 5 times as much as these. These were planted much earlier, but they have no growth in them because they were bound up in those trays and there were too many seeds in them. So these have allowed us to free up space for the roots and for these to grow, and now they're ready to plant out. So these are an assortment of orange and pink and another Costa mix, I think, of snapdragons. So we're gonna get those planted right now. Okay, so here's our tray of seedlings. They're looking really good. Let's get in here. Oh. That's it. You just take that little soil block and you plant it. Just like that. So I have this tray of Feverfew plants that I started actually way too long ago. These have needed to come out into the garden for a while. These are a cold hardy plant and I just have not put it out. And so I'm going to go ahead and get it planted today. I'm going to find a little spot to tuck these guys in and they can spend the rest of the spring and summer there, and we will be harvesting from them hopefully for the rest of the season. So let's get out here and find a place to put them. I think we're going to use this little spot right up here. Whoop, here we go. This little spot right here in one of my no-dig beds. I shouldn't need too much room for these, so I'm just going to carve out a little space for them. All right, guys, so I'm just going to use this little spot right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 25 plants here, so I'm just gonna stick them right into this little space that I have. I have my spoon that I'm gonna use to get them out of the trays. And I'm just gonna give them actually fairly narrow spacing, probably 4 to 6 inches. And that way it'll encourage them to grow further up versus growing out. Let's see, I have some hoses here I need to get out of the way, otherwise they're going to disturb everything. Okay, let's try this again. And now all you can see are the hoses. There we go. Okay, here we go. Get in here, get these guys planted. I'm not gonna make too much fuss about it. They're pretty small still, and they really just need to be outside in the sunshine, getting real nutrients in the soil. Okay, that should be good. Now let's just get in here and pop these guys out. There we go. So they're pretty small. Their root system is it's pretty well established. It's okay, but it could be better. So let's just get these guys planted. Let's give them a fighting chance out of this thing before they get so bound. They just don't have a chance to get bigger in this pot. And so if they're gonna have a chance to grow, they have to be given a chance in the wild. And this is, some of these probably should be thinned a little bit, but let's just see how they do first. Give them all a chance before I rip them out. There we go. Okay. And I picked this spot here. It is because it's an empty spot, but also because it's actually fairly shaded. Which it still gets quite a bit of sun just during the high part of the day, but it does get shadier later. And I'm hoping, because this is a cool type crop, that it will allow it to maybe go for a little bit longer, since it won't it'll get a little bit cooler temperatures in the afternoons once the sun drops out of the sky from this area right here. So we will see how they fare. It's just a theory. I don't know if it's a good theory or not. Oh no, get neighbor's dog coming to visit. No, Skipper. No, back. No, hey, get out, out. Skipper! Okay. Okay, sorry about that interruption. We have the dogs coming over here. Okay, so, trying to get all these guys in here. And this is all just, it's all an experiment. It's all new to me. All these flowers are new to me. I've only grown a handful of flowers in my garden. I've always just grown vegetables. And so this is just new experience, learning how to be a flower farmer. I'm hoping that some of the vegetable gardening rules translate into flower farming, that I can apply some of my knowledge from one to the other. I'm sure it won't all be the same, but maybe a little. Look at there, there's right there, that's a snapdragon, and the rest is Feverfew. But you know what? Should we give her a chance? Why not? We'll see what she does. We'll see what she does. Okay, it looks like I might need to spot a couple more holes here. I need to put one here. I love this little tool. It really helps. If your soil is already loosened up, uh-oh, where did my spoon go? Here it is. It helps if your soil is nice and loose. You can just make the size hole that you need, or the depth that you need. And this bed has already been top dressed with compost, so we are planting into nice fresh soil with fresh nutrients. And as the season goes on, we'll add nutrients to this and fertilize it. All right, we got two more. One here, one right there. Uh-oh, that one's just falling apart. All right, I need to go make a little tag for this. And we're done planting the Feverfew. One more thing done for this season. Thank you so much for being here with me today, guys. I'm excited to get this flower farm planted, and I'm so glad that you were here to do some with me today. I hope that you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please consider subscribing and liking, and I can't wait to see you guys next time here at Row & Co Farms.